Hello and welcome to PlayStation Racer. My name is Mitchell Morgan and today we're going to be going back to Autopolis for the Japanese FR450. But before we do that, I'm just going to dive into the options and make sure that the race difficulty is set to hard, which it is, so we are good. We'll come out of here, hop over to Japan, and we're going to be running the Japanese FR Challenge 450 as I said, but we're going to be doing this in the Mazda Roadster NR-A. The tuning I'm using is racing soft tyres. I've got the output adjustment to 70, ballast to 0, power restricted to 70 also, which is going to give us a performance points of 470, which is reasonably okay for this particular race. 450 is recommended. We could obviously go a lot higher if we wanted to, because there is no real restriction, so you could have an absolute monster car and charge around here, but I wanted to have a half decent race, so that was the route that I went. No worries about fuel or tyres or anything with this one, so it's a straightforward 2-lap sprint to go from the back of the field to the front, so last to first. I've got the radar on purely because I want to try and get a clean race bonus on this one. This is a relatively slow car around a relatively straightforward track that we have now got very used to, so there's no reason why we shouldn't be able to get through this traffic without bumping people, running off the track and the like. For that reason I have got the radar on, just so that I can see where people are in relation to me, especially if they start to come back at me under power. So through those two corners, I was going to say we got both of those cars done. We did actually get the Toyota just at the end there, so two cars in that particular corner, and we've got a gaggle of cars ahead of us. I think that looks like 4 cars, so we're going to stay in third gear through here. I will take you through my braking points and gears in the next lap. We've only got one to do, so we're going to have to go through that pretty quickly, but for now I just really want to try and catch this group of cars and then get the overtake done, so that we've got a relatively straightforward race. Wow, 3 abreast through there. The blue car came off worst out of all of that, with the orange one coming off best, but 3 AI cars as we went over the top there. I thought that was going to end in a mess, but they all got away with it. Through here they've gone into a line so we can get past the Sylvia first of all. We've now got 4 cars still in front of us. We've got 2 going side by side, which closes off our options for an overtake. So just choosing third gear down here. The grey one gets a little bit out of shape, the fair lady, which has enabled us to make a pass. The other 2 were squabbling as well, which means that we've managed to overtake all of those cars through those 2 corners, which was quite amazing. That's put us into first place as we finish out this particular lap. This is the last corner, so that is going to give us a clean run to the flag for the last lap, and I'll try and take you through the braking points and turning points. This car is a lot slower than the cars that we have been running around here, so we are going to need to adjust our braking and our turning points accordingly, and in some respects I'm really just using sort of second, third and fourth gear for this. We're being chased by the grey car there, so I've gone a bit deep, broken on the 50 metre board, or braking on the 50 metre board there, and down into third just to get that rotated around the grey car. I think we managed to do that quite nicely. Now I'm looking for the grey area on the left hand side, and then we'll brake at the beginning of the curve down into third gear for a little bit of rotation, picking up the apex there, leaving it in third through here but remaining flat, just lifting slightly on the midway through the corner, but the majority of that was flat, down into second gear for this one to get it rotated around using the curves on the way in and the way out. Pick up the curve through here as we're going back up through the gears, picking up the curb on the left hand side, just running around, watching the revs slowly build. We want to try and get up into fourth gear, but if we don't, we can just leave it in third. You can see how slowly the gears are coming up. I'm going to brake at the third of the arrows there, down into second gear, over the top of this curve, using that piece of tarmac on the inside of the curve as we go over the top, on the power as quickly as we can, and then heading down into this corner. There isn't really much of a reference point, so just after the 50 metre board, using 4th gear and just powering through here, just lifting ever so slightly as we come off of the curb there, just to balance the car down into 3rd. I'm going to leave it in 3rd all the way through here. Basically this is a compound corner, so treat it as one big long curve up over the top and under the bridge, still leaving it in 3rd at the moment. The revs still aren't even showing on the rev limiter, so no need to change up at the moment. Now the revs start to appear on the rev counter, but 3rd gear is still fine as we come through here. We'll take loads of the curb on the way through just because we can, and then it's a straight run to the line and a very easy first place, probably the easiest first place we've done in a while. A very quick 5-minute sprint, 10 seconds ahead of the car behind. We did get the fastest lap as expected. And did we get a clean race bonus looking at the prize money? Yes, we did. That's a clean race bonus in the bag as well. 34,500 credits. Doesn't really get an awful lot easier than that, but that is my car of choice, my setup, and how I approached the Japanese FR450 at Autopolis for a very quick and easy win. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. It really does help the channel and I appreciate it ever so much. If you're new around here, please hit that subscribe button. It doesn't cost anything, but it means an enormous amount to me if you could subscribe. And if you are a current subscriber, thanks ever so much for continuing to support my channel. It is greatly appreciated. In the meantime, we'll be back at Autopolis for the last race, which is going to be the World Touring Car 800. So that should be a little bit longer, a little bit faster, and maybe just a little bit more fun. Let's see if we can get that one clean as well. Join me for that. Hit the bell button for notifications of when I release that video. In the meantime, stay well, stay safe, and I'll see you again very soon. Take care. Bye bye.